There are all different types of poems about all different types of topics. Sometimes poems have a lot in common, and sometimes they are very unique. Readers of poetry know how to build a bridge in their minds to connect ideas between different poems. Readers of poetry can connect poems with a bridge in many different ways. For example, we can connect poems with similar topics, similar shapes, and even similar rhyming patterns. Today, we are going to create a bridge in our minds connecting two different poems that have similar internal inspiration. This means that they focus on the same internal idea, such as feeling left out or needing a friend. We are going to read two different poems from The Place My Words Are Looking For. The first poem is When My Friends All Moved Away by Stephen Kroll. The second poem is We Could Be Friends by Myra Cohn Livingston. The poems are by different authors and may appear to be about different ideas, but they actually have something big in common, their inspiration. Let's take a look at these two poems and see if we can work together to build a bridge in our minds that connects them. When My Friends All Moved Away. When my friends all moved away, I thought I wouldn't last a day. Now I visit them by bus and wonder why I made a fuss. What do we notice about this poem? What is it about? Let's write down some observations on our chart. Pause the video here and think about what do you know about the first poem? Here are a few things I know about the first poem.
The speaker's friends all moved away, and this made the speaker sad. The speaker felt lonely, and the speaker soon realized that there was no reason to be lonely because even though his friends moved away, he can still visit them.
Now that we have read When My Friends All Moved Away and noticed that the big idea is friendship, and we've concluded that the authors seem to be inspired by the need to have friends, let's read our next poem and see what we notice about We Could Be Friends. We could be friends. We could be friends, like friends are supposed to be. You picking up the telephone, calling me, to come over and play or take a walk, finding a place to sit and talk, or just goof around like friends do, me picking up the telephone, calling you. So take a moment now and ask yourself, what was this poem about? Pause the video for a moment and think about this third column. What do I know about poem 2? Here are some things I know about poem 2.
The speaker wants a friend. The speaker wants to play, walk, sit, and talk with a friend. The speaker seems lonely. And the speaker seems to need a friend.
Now that we have read both poems and had a chance to list some key observations about each, let's see if we can build a bridge connecting the two. We are focused on the inspiration that connects these two poems. Let's start with something basic and then dig deeper to peel back more layers. By looking at our chart, we can conclude that both poems are about friendship.
Let's add this to the middle column of our chart. Friendship is important in both poems.
Something else you may have noticed is that both speakers seem lonely at some point. Today, we used our close reading skills to build a bridge in our minds that connects two poems. We looked at both poems separately and noted key findings, and then we used our knowledge of both poems' big idea to build the bridge in connecting the poet's inspiration. As readers of poetry, it is important that we learn to see the big idea of individual poems so that we may later build bridges between poems with similar inspiration. This process helps us deepen our understanding of both poems. Now it's your turn. You are going to read two poems, one poem called Dog and another poem called Poe's Garden. Then complete the chart about each poem, writing down what you know about the first poem and the second poem. After that, try and build a bridge between the poems by figuring out what they have in common. Remember to think about the big idea and what was the poet's inspiration.